Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Vulnerability Time. I am your host, Josias Abril, and I had my name legally changed. And with us, we have special guest Josh H. Josh, this is your first time being a special guest. Welcome to season two. How does it
Thank you
feel?
for having me. It feels actually pretty good. A little nerve wracking, but
Mm-hmm.
just just out of curiosity of what's going to be discussed and where it's pretty much going to go from here.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us. For the folks who don't know you, tell us a little bit about you. Like, I know you're huge into music and you got your music degree. Tell us a little bit about, what led you to the music route in general.
Okay. So I've been doing music for pretty much my entire life. Um, I started really getting into music when I was about probably 2 years old.
What? You
Yeah,
can remember that? That is so cool.
it's been that long. Um, then started banging on pots and pans at my grandmother's house
Oh.
down in a way, because the most intriguing thing for me was, well, I actually got into it through the church. Actually,
Okay.
that was that was around the time when my church finally officially started a praise band,
Hmm.
and I was fascinated by the drummer for some odd reason, and I thought, hey, he's using stuff to hit stuff,
Yeah. Using stuff to
and
hit
then
stuff.
I pretty much just started banging away. It was able to comprehend, the way to hit the drums properly, just literally by sight and by ear. And, my parents saw potential in that, and they ended up
Yeah.
giving me a drum set for my fourth birthday. And I played and played like crazy.
Yeah.
They could not get me to stop. And, um, and also, I would also play drums, alongside with my grandma who played piano, which is
Yeah.
who's how I obviously got into it from. Um, then I started discovering marching band around pretty much five,
Okay.
and then I was just beyond intrigued by that, and pretty much wanted to do that. And all of that time of patiently waiting and waiting and waiting.
Hmm.
Um,
So you were basically born out of the womb with an instrument.
hmm
The
I
doctor's all
mean,
like, "Oh, nope, there's more. There's more." Okay.
essentially, I have something called perfect pitch,
Hmm.
where you're able to pretty much name the note or various notes at a time without having any kind of reference. I can
Whoa.
hear the note C, and I know that it's a C, and I can
Yeah.
tell whether it's in tune or out of tune,
Yeah.
which is
Wow.
actually very rare as a drummer.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
more common. Oh, sorry.
No, I said interesting.
Oh, okay. Um, anyway, I always say that because my mother sang. I always think that I got that from the fact that she has a voice. So
Oh.
I do
Do you
believe that
sing
that's.
as well, Josh?
I actually do not. I did not develop that. There's a reason why I play drums.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I used to
um,
sing and now I'm tone deaf, so we just leave that in the past.
that is
we
all
don't
good.
we don't talk about that anymore.
um,
Well, Josh, thanks for sharing a little bit about, you and your backstory. And I
yeah.
know today our topics, we're going to be talking about addiction and also suffering in silence. But before that, I am curious, and if you would like to share with folks, like, what you do now that you've graduated with your music degree. It was music education degree?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Said it right.
Yes. So currently, right now, I am attending Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois, and I'm pursuing my master's degree in music performance with a concentration in percussion.
Yes.
And right now, on top of that, I also serve as a graduate assistant.
Okay.
So my duties with that
Duty.
include, yeah, right, include teaching primarily the marching band as well
Mhm.
as conducting the basketball pep band, but also assisting with conducting the symphonic band, which is the second concert band that we have here. And then I also do some work with the percussion studio in terms of teaching applied lessons as well as coaching the percussion ensemble. And
Oh,
then with
okay.
next semester, I'm going to be assisting with the percussion methods class.
Wow. Dude, you're following your passion.
Hmm.
That's so beautiful. That is so
It's
beautiful.
it's incredible.
Sorry if I keep looking off to the side. I'm sitting in front of a window and it's distracting because like there's
No,
like
it's all
people
right.
walking. So you know that my ADHD, I'm just gonna look. So
It's
what's
all
going
good.
on?
I feel that. I when I was younger, I could never sit by windows because I just get distracted.
So distracted, right? Oh my gosh. So Josh, well, thanks for sharing a little bit more about you. I love that you're getting your graduate degree and not too far from me. You're about 5 hours drive from
I know,
my
right?
grad school.
Hmm.
About 5 hours. Small world. Oh, I'll see you in Texas, hopefully. I
Oh
leave
yes,
tomorrow for the break.
awesome. Hey,
So,
safe travels.
thank you. No, I'm a rebel. I want dangerous travels. I'm a rebel. Live like Larry.
There you go, living like Larry.
Living like Larry. Um, okay, so yes, with that being said, so let's start off with our first topic,
Okay.
addiction. So, and I'm sure this might tie into suffering in silence, but like I said, this is conversational. It can go anywhere.
Hmm.
Um, but Josh, what about the topic of addiction intrigued you? What is your story with that, and what does that mean, to you? Why addiction? There we go.
I think for addiction, I think I can get easily I can get hooked on things a lot very easily.
Hmm.
You know, obviously towards liking something and liking that thing. I'm just kind of throwing out certain things.
Sure.
Sorry, if it's kind of vague.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'll ask questions and feel free to answer or to not answer. It's,
Hmm.
we respect boundaries on here.
Right.
Is
Thank you.
there, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. It's okay. I was just thanking you.
So, addiction, for me, that means, for me personally, what that
Hmm.
word means to me, what I struggle with, um, addiction, porn addiction, and
Hmm.
webcam addiction. Okay.
Webcam.
But I also, every now and then, well, I used to be addicted to pain because a painful childhood was my normal.
Yeah.
So once things in life got better, I still was addicted to the pain because that's all that I knew. Um, Basically, what I'm saying is like I know that addiction can mean a multitude of things.
Hmm.
Doesn't have to mean something like alcohol or drugs. I mean, even though that is, can be an addiction.
Hmm.
Um, I do just want to give notice and recognition to folks who, you know, are addicted to like other things. But Josh, is there anything specific that or specific things that you would say you've been addicted to or are addicted to?
So I think I discovered a lot of this recently.
Oh,
Um,
self-growth.
because a little bit of a little bit of an updating an of an update is that I've actually been seeing therapy.
We love Therapy. Yes. Sorry,
Hmm.
continue.
No, that's all good. And through the help of that, and also my relationship with my girlfriend Corelia.
Yes,
Um,
love her.
yes, she's amazing. Um, I found that I'm a that I've been addicted for the longest time to, and this is a couple. It's actually a couple of different things.
Yeah.
I think harsh criticism.
Mm.
So, which in a way is a form of pain.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
you know, being addicted to hearing that I'm not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
or that I essentially, messed up, and a lot of that is a lot of it is. We're thinking about it. I mean, it's also being addicted to self punishment in many ways,
Yeah. Mm.
because there's that that psychological side
Right.
that just beats you down.
Yeah. I don't.
And oh,
No,
sure,
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go for it.
no, that's all right. Um, yeah. So let's see, where was I?
Self punishment, addiction, I mean, it's a form of self punishment as well. That's what you were saying. Yeah.
and and in a way, also, I found that I have been addicted to really being dependent,
Mm.
if that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense, trust me.
Um,
I'm sure a lot of people can, relate to that, and that's why I'm really first off appreciative that you're even talking about this because, you know, that is something that folks struggle with, but we
mhm,
don't really hear that much about,
yeah.
um, in the way of I struggle with dependency, like those words verbatim.
Hmm.
Um, so struggle with addiction of dependency. So that's why I reacted like that because I mean I'm just like that's very yeah. It's I'm glad
Yeah.
that you said that, but yes, continue.
Hmm. Yeah. And it um and essentially, also living within that misery
Mm, yeah.
of just all that criticism, all that dependency. And
Did this like start like were you criticized a lot growing up by folks around you?
I was second guessed a lot.
Gotcha.
I was second
Okay.
guessed. I figured out this semester through therapy,
Mm,
that, and also through Corellia, that I was second guessed a lot
yeah. Hmm.
growing up, and I was also compared to quite a bit.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Do you feel like because I know this happens a lot, and this definitely happens to me. Um, the torch, like you said, second guessing and being compared to a lot. It's like you were given the torch constantly, and now we unintentionally run with it because it's like it was given to us. That's like it's normalized within us. That's how we grew up,
mm-hmm,
basically saying that this didn't start with you, it started to you.
mm-hmm,
Right, right.
yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Now, other than therapy, what has been a support in your life, you know, um, you know, overcoming and just, defying the odds regardless of others and yourself second guessing um, and doubting? Like, what has helped you keep going? Is there anything? Or, yeah, that
I
if that
think
makes sense.
yes, yes, yes. I'm obviously going to give my girlfriend the biggest shout out.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Um,
Love ya.
because she knows a lot of how this goes, through her
Mm-hmm.
own experience, and
Yeah.
through that, she's been able to really help me, and it
Mm.
was been extremely supportive. Uh,
Yes, she's amazing. And she will be on either this season or next season. She was
that's
originally
right.
supposed to be on season one, um,
Hmm.
but I had ended the season earlier than I thought I was going to. So,
All
folks,
good.
y'all will get to meet Josh's girlfriend and hopefully do an episode with both of them
Hmm.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be exciting.
Yes.
Um, but also, a lot of the people that I've met up here have, been supportive of me
Oh, good.
on what I do, especially, my current teachers,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my, my fellow friend and graduate assistant
Yeah.
often has been. Um, and then um also, just in terms of keeping my faith and keeping myself grounded within my faith.
Beautiful. What does that look like? Um, I mean, I know, but for folks, who
Mhm.
don't know you, what is what does that look? What is faith to you? What does that mean to you?
My
Like
faith
grounded in your
is
faith.
my faith is, is my belief in Almighty God.
Uh-huh.
I
Gotcha,
am
gotcha.
I am a Christian myself. I'm a very devout Lutheran. Um,
And you're
I
not a
grew up.
dick about it.
Yeah.
He's not a dick about it. He's
Exactly.
very, very, very kind, very non-judgmental, very open, very loving. Um, very rare. Okay, now I'm just throwing shade at Christians. Let me stop that. But he's not the judgmental type at all. You know what I mean? Josh accepts everyone as they are,
Mhm.
regardless. And he just sees the person as a human being. He humanizes the person, which is what, we all need to do. We all need to humanize folks and be like, you are not my disagreement. You are not you are human. That's what I
Yes.
like about Josh. He really humanizes me. Josh has not judged me. Just been extremely accepting, extremely open. Um, so I really appreciate that. Josh is my friend.
Mhm.
Josh.
But anyway, let's see, where was I at?
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry I interrupted.
no, you're correct. No, you're correct. You're correct. I am, or at least, I try my hardest not to be judgmental in any kind of way, because I mean, if it's even written, you know, you know, if you're judged, then God will judge you.
Hmm.
So, I live by the word.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm,
so that's a little insight to my faith and my background.
right.
Growing up, having grown up in the church my entire life, and then,
Mm,
as I've, gotten older, I have, realized why I was taught why I was taught,
hmm, hmm.
and I've
Mm,
remained, or at least I've tried my hardest to remain, as devout as I can be.
hmm. You know, and I do like to say this because I know a lot of people, including myself, have a lot of church hurt or spiritual trauma, or whether it's religious trauma or faith trauma, there is a difference. But
Hmm.
you know, this show, you can still get this, not this show, sorry, this episode. This show is non religious, like, it's just come as you are. If you are a guest on the show and you believe in a certain faith, bring that. That is it. Each episode is different. Each episode is the special guest episode. But regardless, if you have a faith in something or not, there's still something that you can take from this episode. For example, something that I'm hearing Josh say that got him through, support, support of some kind, whether it's something higher than yourself, other than yourself. But basically, he didn't do it alone. And in life, we don't have to do it alone. It is okay to, be supported. That is a form of healing. Support is. So that's what I think is like really beautiful about that, John.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. And going to suffering in silence. Okay. Um, it. I don't even know where to start with that. But I don't even know where to start with that. Ooh, one more thing with addiction. I don't know if y'all noticed that my tone is just a little bit different this episode. That is because I'm very open and honest with Josh.
Hmm.
Before this, before I started recording this episode, I fell into my addiction of webcam and pornography, and I'm trying not to beat myself up over it. I don't think I'm beating myself up over it. It just kind of like does something to me, I guess. And so like now my tone is like a little like different. But I'm hoping that like one day I will be out of this. Porn is horrible for the brain and the body, and yeah. And then I'm not even gonna get into webcam. That can be like another whole episode in and of its own. But yeah, like I mean, webcam for me, Josh, webcam became an addiction. Like I started doing webcam because I was able to go on there and hear these guys say great things about me, my body, and I felt loved, or at least I thought I didn't know what love was growing up. So being in a school and a household where I'm always hearing I'm ugly or I'm this, I'm that, oh, you faggot, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're not enough, you know, and then it's like all that disappears when I go and did webcam because it's like I wouldn't hear those things. Oh, you can come in here.
No, well, I thought there were computers.
Oh, they're out there.
Oh, there.
Yeah, yeah, they're right there. Sorry, folks. I had to help guide their way to the computer station. But yeah, and so I felt so alone. But when I got onto webcam, I was no longer alone. And that is the thing about addiction. And this is not talked about a lot. And the reason why I'm going to say this next part is because I want people who are struggling with addiction in anything and they're beating themselves up over it. I want them to know that hey, have a little bit more grace on yourself because addiction is a survival mechanism. Think about it like this as well. We are addicted to food. We are addicted to water. It's just can be like water can be in a way, a healthy addiction, but things, addiction, um, it's present. It's present. You don't believe me? Do research, folks. I'm coming with the facts today because I'm a lot further, Josh, in my addiction healing journey um, than I was 3 years from now, than I was 4 years from now. And that's because having grace on yourself and understanding that there is a root to almost everything. Okay, no matter how big or small the root is, there is something to it. And so, having grace, understanding that there is more to the story, that I'm not a bad person because of this, and of course, therapy and just doing research helped me to see I'm not alone in this, I'm not crazy because of this. I mean, of course, it's when I put it like this, I mean, it sounds very natural and normal. Of course I want to get the right thing, and sometimes it's the wrong place to get it to. Have you ever heard of getting the right thing from the wrong place? And I told myself this once upon a time. I said, Josias, because that's my new legal name. I said, Josias, I said, bitch, let me tell you something. I'm being dramatic. Um,
Gotcha.
but I was like, if you had the option to get the right thing from the right place, I'm sure you would have. But you did the best that you could. You got what you needed. And it once upon a time it served you, but it no longer serves me now. Now it hinders me. Um, but when I look back, I'm learning to have even more grace on myself to be like, you did the best that you could to feel loved. You needed to be loved by the people who were supposed to love you the most are the ones that hated you the most. So of course you looked elsewhere to, get love because every child is worth being loved. Deserving is earned, worth is given. Every child is worth being loved. They did not ask to be here on this earth. Oh, Josh, you know what? I want to know what you think about this because of my parents, this is
Mhm.
what I think, and I've heard this from someone before, and now I like really think it a lot. Every child deserves and is worth a parent, but not every parent deserves a child.
No, that's absolutely correct
Mm, yeah,
on so many levels.
yeah. Can't just be here
Through.
just neglecting your child.
Mhm.
Like you're responsible for this child. If you're just constantly putting them down and just beating the hell out of them, just not uplifting them. Don't be upset when this child goes to somewhere else or someone else to get the things that a parent should have gave them. And that's where we see a lot of people, can fall into addiction because this is the thing about addiction. It is sustainable. It is in a form stable. It's consistent, and after so many people leaving their life or so many things that they needed leaving their life, whether it be love, whether it be positive affirmation, whether it be physical presence of someone who's supposed to love them, of course, it's natural to run to something to be consistent, to be stable. Um, like webcam, this or pornography, for example. Let's start there. Um, the person on the porn screen, that person can die and be dead from this earth. But online, they will still be there. I know that I can go online and they will still be there. They're not leaving me. They're still there. Online, they are still there. That internalized me, okay, that is stability. I take comfort in this will not leave me. Like, and of course it's temporary, but it's like I'll hold on to anything that sets me free. And
Mhm.
that's a lot of things with addiction. A lot of times addiction is less about addiction and more about a form of sanity. You know? Would you
Mhm.
agree, Josh, or disagree? It's fine, whatever.
No, it's a very agree. I agree heavily on it. It's
Yeah.
a lot of forms of addiction are because are really are just a form of seeking self validation.
Yes. It's literally like, the body is literally, oops, I almost failed. It's literally
Oh,
like the body, no, I mean literally like almost fell out the chair. I'm sitting
oh
in a
yeah.
chair right now, folks. That's what I meant fell by right now. But literally addiction is the body trying its best to love you. It just does not know how to. Okay, and that's the thing as well about human survival is um, we slash our bodies slash our brains can do something knowing that eventually it could kill us, but we're also trying to survive. Does that make sense?
Mhm. It
Mm,
does.
yeah, like when the body is searching for a form of sanity, whether that be in a good place or a bad place or just a place where someone doesn't agree, um, you know, it's your body trying to survive. Your body is wanting sanity, and it's just like your body loves you so much that it is willing to put you at risk in order for you to stay alive. That is why treatment and intervention is necessary. Therapy is necessary. Medication necessary. Being vulnerable and seeking out, um, talking to people about it. It is necessary because guess what? We can do the best we can, but we cannot do it all on our own. And our body doesn't know how to do, um, like, our body can do the best that it can, but sometimes the best that it's doing could be hindering us. And that's what I think is beautiful about addiction is there is that side of hope that isn't really talked about. Um, and this is research that I'm speaking off of and experience, but I'm backing this up with research. I'm not just saying this, but it helped me. And, it's actually making me feel better right now knowing that, you know, this also is your body trying to love you. It just doesn't know how to do it in the best way right now. Um, yeah. So, well, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Josh, I'm just loving your face right now. I'm just but but so our and that brings me to our next discussion topic is suffering in silence. Like this whole idea and the stigma of you have to do it on your own. Folks,
Mhm.
if we literally do research on how our body, how our nervous system, how our subconscious works, and how humans have just survived, from the hunter gatherer days, from the days without technology. You know, um, we did not do it on our own. This platform that you're listening to this podcast from, it wasn't one single person that built this. Multiple minds came together to build a computer, multiple minds came together to build a cell phone. It wasn't just one person doing everything. So, all around us, it's all around us. The impact and the result of communal gathering and communal support. This room that I'm sitting in right now, talking to Josh on this podcast, not one person built this room. It was multiple people that built this room. Have you ever seen, for example, like the Eiffel Tower? Was it one individual person that built that? No. It was multiple people, and now we go there and we marvel over it. We see the work of multiple hands. Why can't we ourselves be that Eiffel Tower? We are just as beautiful as that Eiffel Tower. If it took multiple hands and multiple influences to throw you into addiction, you have every right to have multiple hands and multiple influences help heal you out of that addiction. But we're taught to be quiet and to do it on our own, and therefore we suffer in silence. So, Josh, oh gosh, what does why did that topic resonate with you of suffering in silence?
For me, that and this is kind of going to segue back into the addiction. One of the things
Yeah.
I forgot to also mention is that there's also an addiction. There is an addiction for convenience,
Oh my gosh.
which you know everything. It's about everything that's supposed to be at our fingertips.
Whoa.
When what I'm doing doesn't, you can't be a musician and have everything at your fingertips.
Wow.
Um,
Oh
but
my Josh.
yeah, but kind of like what you were saying is that being taught to be quiet
Mhm.
and just all of that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of I have a lot of experience with suffering in silence.
Mhm.
Whether
You
the
said,
day
wait, repeat that again. You have a lot of experience. What?
with suffering in
Mm.
silence, because it's mainly because you know it has well, it's a couple parts. Growing up, I found that I was, you know, coddled, but at the same
Okay.
time expected to know everything,
Yeah, that
not
pressure.
with no form of real teaching,
Mm,
but also it also comes from, you know, the fact that, I don't want to be I obviously don't like I don't like being one of those people that uses their problems for everything,
right.
because there are so many people that use
Mm,
use their problems as excuses, and
mhm,
literally just because they crave attention.
mm,
And I don't like that kind of behavior,
right.
you know.
Right. I
And
like how
I
you're not saying that that's everybody, but there are some. I like how you said there are some people that do that. So I wanted to just applaud you with that one. You're not generalizing. You were saying that there are folks that do that.
hmm and
So
there's a clear distinction
yeah.
between between them. I think, you know just in their language, or just how they present
Mhm.
themselves too. And I think in a way, whatever percentage of individuals that may be, you know um yeah, I think it's in a way also kind of ruined
Mm, wow.
for those that truly are suffering, as well as, again, it's kind of it's kind of in a way to have problems. For the longest time, I think it's been kind of taboo, in,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
especially just within, I guess, for me for me
Mm.
this is just what I've seen.
Right. Yeah. Uh huh.
A lot of it, there's quite a bit of it within the modern Christian culture,
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
of, taught, it's the whole idea of, you know well, you've a lot of it is, you've had such a good life,
Yeah.
you have you have Christ, so why should you be suffering? But
Right.
at the end of the day, we are humans.
Right.
At the
And
end of the day.
even the holy word says that we are gonna suffer.
Hmm.
It says
Yeah,
it. It says it. Like no one's immune to suffering. Yeah, I mean, even the holy word says that.
exactly. I mean, we are, and it even says that,
Yeah.
obviously, why it even indicates in the scriptures that
Mm,
we are to suffer as he did.
mhm. And that's also another thingy that I've realized, and I find myself falling into the principle of, just because someone has something that that their sufferings are invalid.
Hmm.
Um, and you know what? Let me throw myself under the bus. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm bougie. Let me throw myself under the Hummer limousine.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Yes. Amen. Um, I do that. Folks who Well, if I'm being honest, you know what? Oh, I'm really about to throw myself. Oh gosh, I feel convicted, and that's a good thing because I need to grow and learn in life. But when it comes to males, not all men, but usually the men that are like jockey and have muscles and, have that very stale personality, not humbled personality, how they treat others. But, anyways, because they're Christian, or whether they're Christian or not, because they've had both parents in the household who were, obviously no one's perfect, but who were, the best parents that they could be. I am so quick to internally invalidate that they have any sufferings. And the sufferings that they do have, when they do talk about it, I'm just like, whatever, go in my shoes. You could, oh, that's right, you could never, and that's not fair to them. As much as I am biased, and by the way, I'm proud of myself for recognizing my biases, and being self-aware of it. But my biases, and though I feel like it's yeah. But anyways, if I were to externalize what's going on the inside and tell them, whatever, you've had it all, whatever, like, yeah, 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 that's so weak of you, and you don't know suffering, that could contribute to their suffering in silence. So
Mm.
I'm glad I haven't told anyone that, but I've wanted to, and I've been tempted to, especially when, that, I don't know if it's jealousy, or, oh, that insecurity comes up, you know?
Is it?
That,
Are you talking about between the parents?
oh, just the whole individual with, the male Christian with the muscles, and,
Oh,
whether, yeah, both parents in the house, and the reason why I'm saying this, one, to hold myself accountable, and two, because I really like that, you had brought this up and led to the segue, um, the principle of suffering in silence. Basically, what I'm saying is there can be other influences that can contribute to teaching us to suffer in silence. Whether it's blatantly said or not, it can be the smallest things, like looking at someone differently when they try to open up to you, or,
yeah.
it can help that person internalize, maybe I should just be quiet about my problems. I don't know, just what you were talking about, it really held me accountable, and it really makes me see that, this is something that I need to work on in therapy. And so when I
Mm,
start in January 2023, start therapy again, I'm going to be talking about that, because clearly that's not okay, and I don't want it to get to a point to where I hinder someone's growth process because they didn't have a hard life, or excuse me, a humbled life. That's not fair. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't wish my past on any. Okay, okay, you know what, I'm lying. There are just a couple people where I just like, you know what, we could trade. I would wish this on you, just to, and it's mainly the people who like judge me for like opening up. But excuse me, the males.
or maybe even just to, sorry to interrupt you. Maybe even the
No,
people that
interrupt. This is vulnerability time. Go ahead. This is your episode, not mine.
even the people that sickly romanticize about having it hard,
Oh my gosh,
because
yes.
those are the worst.
Yeah. Did you hear that, it's a thing now that there are folks on TikTok who fake disorders?
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
Hmm.
I, there was this one person, oh my gosh, this one person who faked depression, and I was just in my head like, what luxury that must be to be able to fake depression. I wish I could fake it, because that meant I didn't have it to begin with. But nope,
Right.
here we are. Here we are.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's what mainly gets me, is just those that are literally just crying for the attention.
Yes, and I'm just like, y'all
So
have no idea what it's like.
it it really it kind of creates almost a beat almost a drama queenish
Mm-hmm.
image.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously whenever you're getting your stuff out, it's okay to kind of
Right.
obviously be like that.
Right. But when
But
they're faking and don't have it at all, that's,
or
yeah.
when or whenever they're just using it for attention, or they're
Yeah.
just making it out to be something bigger than what it actually is, and then using it as their identity
Mm.
instead of actually seeking help for
Mm-hmm.
themselves, um and then just bettering themselves. I've encountered, a lot of people that have pretty
Mm-hmm.
much been like that, and it's
Yeah.
just
Right.
No, I want to stay away from you.
Right. And I like how you said, not everyone, but there are
Mhm.
some people that they're literally, and not to bash these people, I'm talking to myself, not to bash these people. Because folks, if you're listening and you're realizing that maybe you do that, I used to be that. Okay, well, yeah, I would say I used to be that, but it wasn't that long. But
Mhm.
I did used to be that long. No, actually, no. Oh, well,
I I think you're okay.
well, whatever it was, you know, there is room for redemption.
Mhm.
Um, but if that's something you are noticing, just it does affect the people around you, especially the ones that really care about you. And, look at it this way, or at least try to look at it this way, folks. If you do find yourself, doing that, um, I want you to know that you are worth the healing. You are
Mhm.
worth being in a better position, a better predicament. You are worth the healing, you know? Um, so allow yourself to heal. I know it feels good and it feels comfortable to do the same thing that you've been doing, to be addicted to that cycle. But that cycle is not serving you, folks. You are so valuable, so lovable. You are so worth being in a better place. Let yourself, let yourself. It's okay. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, and it will be uncomfortable at first. Um, but I promise you, you are worth the tears. You are worth the uncomfort. Why? Because you are worth the sunshine that comes after. Hmm.
There you go.
And it will, and it better. Because sometimes with my healing journey, just my healing journey in general, I'm like, this sunshine better come up. I'm not playing. I'm not doing this for no reason. I was like, this, no. But yeah, and it does come. So, yeah. But yes, Josh, yes. Do you have any other, um, things to, mention about suffering in silence? Or did we cover it all?
Um, let's see. I'm trying to think. I think we covered most of it, but I
Okay.
think just to kind of get this a little out there,
Oh, yeah, please do.
one of the things that really helped me come to a lot of my senses on pretty much anything that we've talked about is, and this is also, I guess, another reason why is I suffer in silence is because I'm also a shy person
Okay.
too, and being in a new place
Yeah.
completely away from where I'm from, um, which for anybody listening, I'm from Houston, Texas.
We.
Um, we are both actually from Houston, Texas.
Yes, yes. Sorry, go ahead. I'm
No,
selfish,
it's all good.
childish.
Um, and I'm 13 hours away from where I'm from in a completely new environment. Everybody's new to me. Kind of what I talked about in the last subject of addiction, of being dependent on dependent, as being, dependent.
Mhm.
I didn't have that dependence. So I think it drove me crazy in a way.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Not to where it was like an insane,
Right. But
just
it made an effect. It
mhm.
did some type of impact. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It did some type of impact of effect because now here I am on my own. I'm having to get used to this new environment. I mean, I'm away from my significant other,
Yeah.
which was the most heartbreaking thing, and um, just figuring out on my own just how to be an adult as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So I think that's another thing that even kind of going back to, I'm kind of flipping back and forth
Go.
to
Yeah.
the
It
previous.
it it all goes together. They all tie into each other. They do.
It's the addiction of being a kid
Oh, yes.
because we a lot, there are those that growing up is difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and when I moved here, it kind of just all hit me like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, I've done some stuff on my own. I've worked before
Right.
I moved up here. I've been able to do some stuff, but being out of the environment that I'm used to, and being also out of the way of that convenience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've now gone. For me, this is above and beyond
Yeah.
anything that I ever thought of, and I've had to really make a huge adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
and the adjustment process is not an easy one.
That's right. Oh my
You know,
gosh, yes.
it's very difficult. Especially when you're on your own. And
Right.
again, you don't know anybody. You don't know. You're in this strange town and these strange people. And I say strange because they're foreign to you.
Right. Something different. Yeah, it's not
Hmm.
of the normal, of your normal, excuse me.
But
Mm-hmm.
you know, at the same time, even though it doesn't affect on you, I found it to be very rewarding because I've gotten a
Mm-hmm.
chance to grow.
Y- yes.
It's kind of like whenever you're growing up, you know, your body kind of hurts.
Yes. Growing pains. Yes.
You
I've
get
had.
growing pains. So
Yeah.
I mean, just even from a mental standpoint or a psychological
Yes.
standpoint,
Yes.
um,
That is how the body grows. It has to have. Yep. Yeah. Sorry. Go for
yeah,
it.
I mean, you're gonna hurt a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's okay because it's a part of the growing process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's just been something I've had to remind myself a lot, and
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of
obviously,
you, Josh. And I miss
yeah.
you, dude.
Thank you.
Seriously. When you coming
Same.
back to Texas? When do you fly back to Texas?
I'm actually driving back.
When
Is
you
actually
drive back to Texas, Josh?
I am coming back on the 18th,
Okay, cool. I will be there.
which is on a Sunday. So
Okay.
I'm gonna leave in the afternoon because I got a gig that morning.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be in sometime Monday morning.
Okay. I'll be back in Texas tomorrow.
Cool.
Um so I will be definitely texting and or calling, see if y'all are able to, um come on and take a little visit.
All right.
Um But
That'd be great.
yes, you and your amazing girlfriend love her. Y'all will both be back on the show.
Cool.
Yes, I'll talk to her to see if she wants to be on season 3 or this season. Because the thing is, season 2 is going to be, for folks listening, season 2 is going to be shorter than season 3. I mean, is going to be shorter than season 1. This is due to because I am in grad school, but I do plan on having a total of I. Oh gosh, that's a good question. At least 15 to 20 episodes, folks. Um, so yes, love
Mhm.
that. Well, with that being said, Josh, I want to thank you for your time. Yes. Wow. Thank you for your
Mhm.
time. Oh my Josh.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I have your flyer. I'm just gonna have to. It's okay. I'm gonna just remake your flyer. I didn't watch. Watch I find it. Watch I find it when I make your new flyer. That's what's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna go through all that work and then I'm gonna find it. And I'm like, okay,
It's all
wow.
good.
It's all good. It's all groovy. But okay, with that being said, folks, this is another episode of Vulnerability Time. Please stay tuned to next week. It's going to be a little surprise of what we will be talking about. So stay tuned for next Friday. Alrighty. Josh, say goodbye to our awesome folks.
Bye, y'all.
Okay. No, you don't hang up. I'm gonna hang up. But you don't hang up. I'm just gonna stop the recording, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit after this. Just
Hey there, if you liked this episode, go ahead and buy my book on Amazon. What the book is called, type it on Amazon. It is Spoken by Trenton Epizon. Epizon is spelled Epizon. I really would appreciate the support. Give it a review, give it a buy, give it a try. And I promise you, you will not be upset at it. It is a poetry book. It is a very easy, quick read, and it definitely will give you some healing and some insight and some wisdom on abuse, mental health, recovery, the tragedy to triumph. You will love it. Give it a buy, give it a try, and recommend the book and this episode with others. Go ahead and give this podcast a follow and share it with others. You could be the reason that someone is alive tomorrow because you decided to share this episode today. This podcast is about saving lives, healing ourselves and others, and encouraging others and ourselves as well. Thank y'all so much for the support. Love y'all. I life y'all. I will see y'all next episode. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You are still on this earth because you have the strength. Thank you. Bye, folks.